Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a fresh bloody knuckle bruise hand, and it's really simple. It only took me about 15-20 minutes to actually complete, so most of this video is fast forward. So let's get to it. These are the materials that you will need: some silicone 3rd degree, some deli cups, a flat fluffy brush, and 2 pencil brushes, a coffee stick that I'm gonna break in half because I hate wasting so much wood materials, some lubricant, Skin Illustrator FX palette, some 99% alcohol, and we're going to be using our knuckles. So in order to get the idea of how to do it, I'm going to show you how a punch can actually work. I'm not an expert, but what I've noticed is that when you punch, your middle knuckle usually hits the surface first, and sometimes your middle finger, knuckle, whatever, it also hits it first, or even the first finger knuckle. So we're going to be focusing most of our makeup in those areas. I'm going to be putting some alcohol into my deli cup. First, I dampen my brush into the alcohol to activate the paint. I'm going to be using blood tone, and I'm just going to thin it out enough so that I can only kind of leave it as a stain on my hands. I'm going to put it all over my knuckles. I'm just stippling it on with the brush and then spreading it out with my finger where I feel like it needs it. And then I'm going to put in some of the bruise tone in the center of each little blotch. You don't really need so much of this color, maybe just a dot on each knuckle is enough. I'm going to be making a deep dulled purple, mixing H-Blood, Ultra Blue, and some green. And I'm just going to place it again in the center of each knuckle just to make it look a little bit more bruised and swollen. I'm now going to mix some of the blood tone and bruise tone colors together, and I'm going to place it on and around the knuckles, focusing on my middle knuckle. And I'm going to put a lot of alcohol and add some H-Blood to it separately just to emphasize more of that swollen look. You just want it to look like it's kind of bruised. And you can check out my bruised video if you haven't, just so you can get the idea of how to make a bruise. There's a technique, but basically you're just stippling it on there. The excess of alcohol might lift some of the colors, which is good so that it looks kind of more transparent and realistic. With the same deep dull purple, I'm going to place it back into mostly the center and very sparsely on the knuckles, mainly focusing in the middle one because that's the one that gets hurt the most, and also so that it looks like there's more blood underneath. With some of the H-Blood, again, just go around and make sure that you have more alcohol on your brush than the colors. With some alcohol on my brush, I'm just going around the edges, soften them up. And now I'm adding some yellow, and I thinned it down with a lot of alcohol so I can just make it look like it's a little swollen. And each bruise has yellow around it. Sometimes you can't really tell, but it's there. And I'm just applying it around each bruised knuckle. Now I'm taking the 3rd degree and mixing it with part A and part B. I'm using 1 stick for part A and 1 stick for part B so that I don't cross-contaminate. It's important that you don't cross-contaminate, or else you're probably going to ruin your whole jar. And you want to mix equal parts in order for the silicone to cure properly. Otherwise it's never going to set and it's going to be kind of gooey or sticky. So with just the tip of it, I'm applying it on the knuckles, on the highest part of each knuckle, and I'm making it kind of round so that it looks like pus just dried up on there. This isn't for like bone or anything, it's just like if you've ever punched anything, you would know that you get like a tiny pouch of pus or clear fluid. I had so much left over, so I'm going a little bit crazy applying it everywhere just so that it wouldn't go to waste, but you mainly just need it on the middle knuckles. Since I've been dipping my brush into the cup of alcohol, I have some color on it, so I'm just going to use that and pat it around the paint job that I've already have just to add some color, thin it out, whatever, and just use stipple motions. And then I'm going to put some alcohol over it because this is like really dramatic, and just pat it with a cloth. I only want it to look kind of transparent so that it looks like it's underneath the skin rather than on the skin, and this is what's going to achieve that realistic look. But if you want to make it over dramatic, just skip this step, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to take the back end of the stick that I broke and apply some blood over the wounds just for a little extra effect. I don't need so much, just a little bit. And I'm using the broken side because it's kind of got those little spikes that make the blood work look a lot more natural. Just careful, don't poke yourself if you're trying this out. And then with the brush, I'm just gonna add some black and ultra blue, and I'm gonna put it on the center parts of where the blood is more coagulated, just so that it looks darker and a little bit more like real blood that oxidized or whatever. And I'm gonna take it a step further by adding some lubricant. This is lube or KY jelly, however you know it as, but I'm just gonna put it on top of where the blood is, and it's gonna make it look a little bit more fresh. Your bloody bruised knuckles, and there you have it, your bloody knuckles. Let me know what you guys think. I'd really like to hear from you guys. I like getting comments. I read them all, in case you haven't noticed. It might be a little late, but I read them. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel to keep up with more videos like this, or follow me on all my social media. I'm mostly on Instagram and most likely posting on my stories because I'm so busy to make actual content. So yeah, bye.